So Doctor Strange, I'm gonna rank it up there as my probably second or third favorite standalone Marvel movie because in terms of standalone Marvel movies, that means not including the Avengers or Captain America: Civil War. It's I would have Winter Soldier and then Guardians of the Galaxy and then Doctor Strange are like neck and neck for me. So I don't know where I would put that. Two or three, whatever. So Doctor Strange comes out, and now we have six comic book movies this year, which is a pretty dope thing for me because I like comic book movies. Um, this movie has probably the weirdest visuals you'll ever see, but that just in terms of like without the story, like if you were just watching shit happen, that alone is just worth the price of admission. So I would work. I'm telling you now, it's worth seeing in 3D. If you want to see, if you've never seen 3D or wanted to try it or whatever, I go ahead, go see it in the most premium format you can. So where I am, and I had to go see it Cinemark XD 3D. You should go whatever you can. If there's AMC Prime or IMAX 3D, go for it. The greatest thing about this movie is the way the characters interact with each other. In my opinion, I like seeing Doctor Strange. He's kind of an arrogant asshole in the beginning, and then he progresses to be not as self-centered, and actually thinks about saving the world or the universe or multiverse. A few gripes I have with the movie they're not major. One of them is the look of Dormammu, and I was really hoping he would be a flaming head with a green cloak, but nope, we didn't get that. We got someone that looked like Galactus, and the face kind of reminded me of Benedict Cumberbatch's face, but I think I read somewhere, I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure that Benedict Cumberbatch did the voice, not voice, but the facial animations for Dormammu, and yeah, so there's that. And another thing I didn't like was the reason why Dormammu was so, what's the word? He didn't explain why he wanted to take over the world. Like he just kind of, oh, I'm gonna take over the world because that's it. Like he did, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take over the world because why not? Caecilius, I like Caecilius because his frame of mind was either we're gonna die on this planet or we can have reign alongside Dormammu. And then so that's a reasonable villain for me. I'll probably rank him around number 3 because I would put Loki favorite villain, and then Bucky from Winter Soldier, and then have Caecilius from Doctor Strange. Scott Derrickson was the greatest choice to have as a director because it has some really freaky imagery. Like it's not a big spoiler, but there's a scene where it's not a spoiler at all. There's a scene where Doctor Strange goes into like crossing across different dimensions, and he's looking at his hands, and his hands are growing out. On the fingertips are growing out other little hands, and then they grow out little hands. And yeah, like it's just like, have you seen the Mummy movie? Not Mummy. Why am I saying Mummy? The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Scott Derrickson did that, and has a lot of freaky imagery on there too. One of the worst things about Doctor Strange though was what I said about the villains, and not a lot of the jokes landed for me. There's some scenes that did, like when shit pops. Like I will tell you what they're about, but I won't tell you what the joke is. There's a Beyonce scene that I lost my shit laughing. That was funny, but there's a gag about, hey, you never laugh, and then there's a character like, oh yeah, well, you're not funny or whatever. But there's a scene where Doctor Strange says something, and then this character starts laughing uncontrollably. And I was like, it's a little weird. But that's not a big gripe. Like it's small, tiny, little minuscule about what my complaint was. But the great stuff are you the best acting cast in a standalone Marvel movie because you have Chiwetel Ejiofor, and he is like, have you seen 12 Years a Slave? You should see him in that. It's awesome. And Tilda Swinton, she has like an unearthly presence about her because she's so awesome, and she doesn't have like a normal, like the way she talks, she doesn't talk normally. She has this weird like a wise vibe about her. Like she's just like very calm and collected and very smart. You can just tell that just by like just talking to her about something random. If you were to talk to her about dishes, she would make you feel like you're a dumbass. Benedict Cumberbatch, if you've seen him in Sherlock, you know that he's probably one of the greatest actors we've ever had. And you have Mads Mikkelsen, which is a lot of people's favorite Hannibal Lecter. And that's not an easy feat because you have Anthony Hopkins and Mads Mikkelsen, which are like people's favorite versions of Hannibal. I really think that you guys should see this movie because it's very different from your other Marvel movies. Like, you know how every movie that's Marvel, people oh, it's very different from the other Marvel movies, especially recently with Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, then Captain America: Civil War with its with a political thriller as opposed to Winter Soldier's psychological thriller. But yeah, these movies have been very different, which I like. And then Doctor Strange just takes different to a whole new level because you're not just dealing with like, oh yeah, we're fighting magic. Is this your card? No, it's like it's real like crazy stuff that's happening. When shit happens, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I'm gonna say that there's a scene where someone dies, and when the way it happens, just the impact of seeing something, it's gonna stay with you. Like you feel for the characters and everything, and there's a you've seen this in the trailer, so it's not a big deal. There's the car crash scene. That is probably the most intense car crash scenes you'll ever see in your life because when you're watching, because there's a scene where it's in slow motion and you see it, his hands like are like under the dashboard and it fucks up his hands. I was like, fuck, and I had when I was throughout the first third of the movie is him like when he's getting surgeries and trying to figure out like he's exercising his hands, like he's trying to like hand strength exercises and trying to write his name a couple of times. That just left an empty feeling across my body. Like I was just like I felt so bad, but at the same time you're kind of like, well, you're an asshole and everything, but you know you kind of don't wish that on the worst person ever. But you know, that's all I gotta say about Doctor Strange. This movie was incredible. I think you guys should see it. See it in the most premium version that you can. If you're gonna say, oh, it's too expensive, whatever, just go by yourself. It's awesome. It's an awesome movie. I loved it. I think you will too. I'm giving this movie an 8.5 out of 10 because I had some problems with it. You know, some jokes didn't land, and then there was a slight pacing issue, maybe from in around the middle. If they explained his training montage a little better, like in terms of like how long has it really been, then I'd be fine. It'd be a little bit higher. But besides that, also the things with Dormammu, you know, I total having 8.5, that's a really awesome score for me. I love Doctor Strange. I think you will too. So go watch it.